Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists healthcare providers with employment contract issues. Today I'm going to talk about how long does malpractice insurance tail last. So if you are a healthcare provider and you need malpractice insurance, which you're going to need, there's kind of three types of coverages. One, if you work for a large hospital or healthcare network, many times they're self-insured, and so you'll fall under their self-insurance policy, and it's very unlikely tail insurance would need to be purchased, by the provider. The other two will apply if you work for a small physician-owned group or even a solo practice. It's going to be either occurrence-based coverage or claims made. And so occurrence-based coverage, you do not need tail insurance. It simply means a policy has to be in effect when the event occurs. The difference between occurrence and claims made is price. So occurrence-based coverage is usually about a third more expensive than claims made. Now, if you have a claims made policy, then someone is going to need to purchase tail insurance, and that will be listed, meaning the responsibility it is to purchase tail insurance will be in the employment agreement. It will state it explicitly. Upon termination of the agreement, either the employer will cover the cost of tail or the provider will be responsible for covering the cost of tail. Tail insurance is about twice what your annual premium is. So if let's say you're a primary care physician, $6,000 is kind of an average amount for your annual premium. If you had to pay for tail, it'll be about twice that, so $12,000. Now, how long does tail insurance last depends upon the type of policy that you purchase. In most states, the statute of limitations on medical malpractice claim is 2 years, meaning the person who had the event, happen to them has 2 years from either where they know or should have known of the malpractice event. And so if they miss that window, they cannot sue the provider. Now, there are some exceptions for minors and they can sue until they reach the age of majority, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So you'll have an option to determine how long you want the tail to last. And so for most policies, it would be a minimum of at least the statute of limitations period in the state, so 2 years. However, it makes sense to extend it because what could happen is you're responsible for tail. You buy that 2-year policy, and maybe, as I said before, if it was a minor or something happened, they could sue you all the way up until they're 18. And then you get a claim that 10 years down the line, there's no coverage for it, and you are out of luck. So I would suggest buying, kind of largest length of time. And you can buy an indefinite tail policy just to make sure you have peace of mind. So if something did happen well down the road, you'll still be covered. It will be more expensive, and as I said before, in average is around twice what your annual premium is. But the longer you extend out the period of time, the more expensive the tail will be. Now, let's just say you had an indefinite tail period. What would go into that cost would be your claims history, and then obviously how much it costs to insure you on an annual basis. It's a one-time cost, so you don't have to pay for it every year, meaning, if you got an indefinite tail policy, you don't have to pay every single year for tail. You just pay one amount upfront, and then you're covered for as long as the tail policy lasts. So it may be a little bit more expensive to get the coverage that lasts longer, but I can promise you it is well worth kind of not having to worry about any claims in the future. So that's a little primer on how long tail insurance lasts. If you have any questions, feel free to call my law firm at the phone number listed below in the description, or you can reach us through our website, chellelaw.com. All right, appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.